This is Johnny from the BuildBrand podcast, brought to you by Current Technologies, where we talk all things creator economy, social commerce, influencer marketing, and more. On today's episode, we talk with the Canadian shoe brand Vessi, learn about their ambassador program and how they're leveraging TikTok. Enjoy. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the BuildBrand podcast, brought to you by Current Technologies, where we talk about all things creator economy, social commerce, ambassador, influencer, and everything in between. I am Johnny Shane Jr. I do partnerships here at Current, and I have my lovely co-host, Kaylee, or I refer to her as CP, and I'll pass it over to her.
Thanks, Johnny. Yes, so my name is Kaylee, and as Johnny likes to call me, CP, kind of been embracing my new name here at CP, so you can call me that today. I am a senior influencer campaign planner, and today we have on Christina with Vessi. So super excited to talk to her today about their influencer program, what they have planned for 2024, and at the end, kind of dive into their thoughts about what they think about the creator and influencer space and any predictions they might have for it. So I'll pass it over to you, Christina.
Thank you so much to you both for having me. I'm so excited to be here. Johnny, we've known each other for quite some time now, so it's always great to connect. But yes, I'm Christina. I work for Vessi. I've been with the company for 3 years, almost 3 years now, and I manage their influencer program, anything from ambassadors to paid partnerships, all goes through our team, and just really excited to tell you guys more about our efforts.
Cool. Well, I think Christina, and I always like to mention this, I think we got connected because I DM'd you guys on Instagram. Is that how it worked?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm always proud of that because like there's all these sales gurus on TikTok I see on how to prospect and emails to send to people. And like in our industry, the person that is normally going to be like sitting in the chair that makes the decision on like what company to use for a platform for influencers and ambassadors, they're probably, tied to the social account. So I think I just hit you guys up and then now the rest is history. So I guess like tell us about like the program as a whole, like how many creators do you guys have? And then also tell us about the brand first, obviously, too.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, Vessi is a Vancouver-based brand. We ship North America wide, but we were founded in Vancouver by 3 Vancouverites who just hated the idea of wet socks. If anybody knows the Pacific Northwest, it's a very wet part of our country. And so they really just wanted to come up with a solution to get people's feet dry without having to wear clunky rain boots. And they came up with Vessi. So we're a waterproof sneaker company that was founded in 2018. We're now more than just sneakers. We've launched boots. We've expanded into apparel and accessories. So we're definitely growing. We've leveraged influencers though from really the get-go. One of our very first partnerships was with a big time TikTok creator called Call Me Chris. And pretty much the rest is history. We have 2 sort of pillars of our amazing influencer program. We've got our ambassador side, which is really community driven. And then we have our bigger sort of celebrity like partners like Call Me Chris. So we try to leverage influencers as much as we can because we really do understand how truly valuable influencer content is to a D2C brand, especially when they're trying to expand.
How many like ambassadors are you working with currently now?
So in total, since we started the program 2 years ago, we have 2,700 ambassadors, which is amazing. Yeah. On a monthly basis, though, I think we work anywhere between 300 to 500. It really just depends on how many people we reach out to, how many people want to partner with us and be part of our ambassador program. But yeah, we're really proud of all of our efforts and we're proud of who we've partnered with for sure.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, that is a lot.
Yeah. I think we like the most important thing for us is to build lifelong friendships in a sense when it comes to our ambassadors. We really don't want this type of collaboration or our campaigns to be transactional. So that is why we have such a big ambassador base, is that we don't just partner with somebody one off and then kind of forget about them. We really do want to help them grow as a brand themselves with promoting our products, but also have them be part of our Vessi community.
Love that.
Yeah, that's amazing. Can you tell us a little bit more about how you create these relationships? Like, having such a huge program and building these relationships takes a lot of effort and time. So how have you guys learned how to do that at scale?
So we definitely have a mighty team. I mean, it's
Yes.
not as big as some brands out there, but it's myself, and then I have 3 colleagues that work with me. So it is very personal. It's not a computer behind any of the emails that we send out. We craft our emails ourselves, and we really take pride in reading them through fully. So that, I think, is one of the main things, is like, we're not automating much of our correspondence with our ambassadors. Obviously, partnering with the right technologies, that's key for us. Automating things that we can to make our program more efficient, that doesn't take away from the relationship, is something that's important. But we also partner with ambassadors that not only are going to be like true lifelong brand partners and advocates for our brand. Like, we want to make sure that when we partner with somebody, it's mutually beneficial. So you actually have to love our product. We don't want you to be telling lies to your audience. I've been in the influencer space for almost 7 years now, and it is so evident, and you can really see, and I think a lot of creators now are getting called out for it when they're promoting a product that they genuinely don't use, or would never use after this one paid sponsored post. So that is not the type of partnerships that we try to create. We really want to work with them through all avenues. So if you're an Vessi ambassador, typically you have the opportunity to work with us on UGC campaigns. So where it does have like a fee implementation to it, or even just like events, there's so much opportunity. And I think it really shows when we talk to our creators. We've gotten so much feedback from that too.
Yeah. I love what you said about how like the reach out or the prospecting isn't an automated process, because I feel like I've had and like yourself, I've been in this space for over 7 years now too. And I feel like people that are maybe in your role that are just getting into it, they think that they can find some tool that will like save them all of this time and find the perfect creator, because there were and there are tools out there that are like, we have a search and discovery tool and it will automate your whole process to find influencers or ambassadors to work with. But the reality of it is exactly what you're saying, where it's like, you really need to have a personal touch when reaching out to creators, because from the creator's perspective, it's so apparent when it's just like some sort of bot that's just blasting the messaging out to 100 or hundreds of people being like, come work with us. So I love that. Like, you guys take a very hands-on approach, and it's definitely like, it takes more work, but at the end of the day, like that, you'll get so much more out of it. But I have a question. So like, with these hundreds of or thousands of creators that you guys work with, how hands-on are you when it comes to the content they're creating and your approval process? Obviously, some of the really big brands are crazy brand safe about what is put out there with their name on it. Other brands are just like, they're the creator, they're creative, let them do their thing. So kind of like walk us through your whole content approval process.
Yeah, I think we're a mixture of both. It honestly starts from the very get-go, from sourcing. When we're sourcing the creators that we want to work with and outreaching to them, like you said, Johnny, it's really just a matter of looking at their profile and seeing, okay, are they going to fit? Is it going to look good? Are we going to need to give them a lot of direction as to how to create the content for Vessi? It starts there, but we do have like things like our welcome kit that we send to all of our ambassadors that we onboard, that sort of gives them a history of our brand, what our messaging is, like our whole vision and mission behind our product, the whole product line, and like key messages. So they do get that for every campaign that we create. There's also a campaign brief that goes into it, but really we do leave it in their hands to create content that they know their audience is going to engage with and absorb. I would never, unless we want them not to post and we're just going to use it for ads or in our e-com or email or whatever it is, as long as they're not posting on their own platform, then we can give a bit more direction. But if they're posting and promoting within their own personal brand, they have full autonomy to create whatever they want. We also pride ourselves on authenticity and honesty. So we would never tell a creator if they had, let's say, and by no means are we perfect. We try to be, we love our product and majority of our product is perfect, but sometimes there's manufacturing defects. And sometimes shipping gets, lost or it's delayed or whatever it is. If the creator didn't have a good experience, we'll do everything on our end to rectify. But if they want to share that whole entire story, then they're in their full right to share it. We're never going to tell them not to. I think we internally as a brand have put a lot of things in place to kind of deal not with the backlash, but just deal with that and answer those questions that their audience may have. But we really pride ourselves in letting creators have autonomy in how they create their content. So really, they just send us in-feed posts and captions for approval. And 99.9% of the time, it gets approved unless they're saying that we have, I don't know, something that's completely off script and not relevant or none of our key messages match. So that's really when we kind of go back and say, maybe we should rethink what we're saying here because it's not true.
Yeah, I like how you're saying like you guys are a brand that is about this like authenticity and would rather have like the real post than kind of this like, automatic generated reading from a script, just not authentic. I think that overall on platforms, we've seen that even like the algorithm is starting to promote more of the videos that are like real and honest videos than kind of like this. I mean, I'm a millennial. So earlier in the day, like Instagram was all this like super curated, perfect lighting, like, and now it's like not like that at all. So it's really cool to see your brand like kind of lean into this as well. Like, even if it is not sometimes like the best feedback or someone had an issue, like you guys still like accept it, see how you can like make it a better experience for your consumer. And then with that, so the type of creators that you're working with, like who's your demographic? Like what type of people and audiences are you looking to activate, or where are you guys at right now on that?
Yeah. So geographically, I think we're looking to expand into the US. I think we're really quite well known in Canada, being a Canadian company. So we are looking to partner with more US-based creators that have a greater following in the US. In terms of, I guess, the niche of creators, I think we're really just looking for individuals that live an aspirational lifestyle.
Yeah.
And aspirational doesn't like, it means so many different things for so many people. And so when it all goes back to how we source and how we pick who to partner with. It's like the aspirational for me is going to look totally different than my colleague. So we're going to get a really great variety of people. And I think we're going to, as a brand, touch their audience in different ways through different stories. And so, yeah, aspirational is key for us, like just living a really authentic and happy and adventurous lifestyle. I'd like to think a lot of us want that,
Yes.
especially now. So
Definitely.
yeah, we're just really trying to lean into it.
I love that. Have you guys partnered with, and we should probably know this, us being on the current side of things, but have you guys partnered with like, and it's kind of geeky of me, but I watch all of these YouTube van life travel people. And I feel like there's a lot in the Pacific Northwest, but the people that like literally like live like this outdoors life where they live in their van, they've totally modded out their van, they go hiking, they do surfing. Like, I feel like that's like, would be like an ideal fit.
Yes, and we've had some really great partnerships come out of that niche specifically. I think it's the minimalistic lifestyle.
Mhm.
Our product is made for that. Like you don't need more than one sneaker essentially, because you can wear ours in snow, in slush, in rain, in sand. So really they've created some beautiful brand stories and content, and we love partnering with accounts like that.
And they look cool too. Like
Yeah.
I feel like you could go to like Bushwick, Brooklyn and see people wearing these type of boots too, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Has there been any piece of content, and I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot here, but like a particular piece of content that kind of came from left field that you did not expect to perform as well as it did?
Yes. I think Call Me Chris, her
Mm-hmm.
first video, I don't know if you guys remember it. Maybe not because it was like 4 years ago now, but actually 5, I think. She created a skit, her typical content piece where she does a skit and she seamlessly, and when I say seamlessly, I watched that ad 1,000,000,005 times, and I swear I watched it from the beginning to end, and I would have never thought that she was like speaking from a brand perspective. So
Mm-hmm.
skits for us, I think that's something that we'd like to try to lean into more. We understand that we'd have to partner with the right creators who know how to do that really well, but it was crazy. It performed so well, and obviously we're still partnering with her because she's just amazing and knows how to talk about Vessi and loves our product. She is from BC anyways, so like she knew about Vessi. It's just a really great partnership to have.
She's a Vancouverite.
I think so, or in and around the area.
I've never heard that term, a
I haven't
Vancouverite.
either. I was like, is that
I
what
like
it's
that.
called?
I love
That's
that.
what they're called.
That's
Vancouverite.
cool.
So obviously you have this massive ambassador program, and you mentioned that there's kind of these different tiers. Walk us through the difference between people that are getting products just to post, people that you pay a flat rate for content or UGC. Like, walk us through the kind of different tiers and how you structure all of that.
Yeah. For flat fees, I think we really look for a creator with the reach, obviously, over a certain target for following. But we also look at is their following engaged? Is it actually real and authentic? Obviously not bots. And there's got to be a little bit of a celebrity-like status to it, whether it's a celebrity in all sense of the word celebrity, or they're a celebrity within their own community, or just
Yeah.
like an influencer within their own community. So that's usually when flat fees come into play. However, our ambassadors all have a chance to go to more of like a flat fee partnership that is really long term. We try to start everybody off with a product exchange for content sort of collaboration. Um, we want to get them into our product. And if they come back and they're like, no, this is not for me, they don't fit right, I don't feel comfortable talking about it, they don't feel obligated that they're going to have to publish something that's not true because they're getting a flat fee for it. So that's how we typically like to start off. A lot of our ambassadors have moved into our like UGC campaigns where they create content for a flat fee, where give access to our ads team to use, where they're promoting certain types of launches. So there is definitely opportunity for like growth and a long-term partnership with Vessi, but we do try to have everybody just give our products a try, because we understand not everybody might love them as much as we do.
Yeah, no,
Cool.
that's so helpful to understand like how you guys kind of like break up your tiers and structure your program. As far as like how does influencer fit into Vessi's overall marketing plan, and like how have you seen that grow over the past few years?
Oh, it's boomed. It has grown. And honestly, I think it's because of the ambassadors we work with. Our internal leadership team and marketing team has seen the insane content that has been produced by ambassadors and just like the talent that lies there. So we've used our ambassadors in like internal creative product shoots where we've invited them to get first reactions on what our new launches are like. We've used them in e-com, featuring them on our website. We have them throughout our email strategy and giving like first person testimonials, and we use them very heavily in our UGC ads. So essentially they've sort of penetrated like all aspects of our marketing work, which is amazing.
That's super cool to hear. Like, they're not just in this box over here, like just create content. Like, that's what we need. Like, you pulled them into so many other like aspects where they can like influence, like potentially even like product and like give their feedback about different things. That's really cool to hear, like how your brand has embraced your army of creators.
Yeah, I'm hoping that eventually we'll be able to move into maybe like co-branded partnerships where they actually get to create some really cool product. That I
Nice.
think is next on my wish list. So we're gonna keep pushing for it. But we're very fortunate with our ambassadors, and we hope that they love working with Vessi as much as we love working with them.
Yeah, that's so cool because in other industries, like the main most obvious one is like in basketball, if Nike, does a deal with some major NBA star, like there's going to be the Kobe Bryant shoe, obviously the Air Jordan, and then obviously like even in other sports like surfing or skating, like the surfer has their own surfboard or the skateboarder has his own line of skateboards. So it's cool to see that like that can be replicated in all aspects or all different verticals of brands.
For sure, yeah.
So tell me, obviously, and for listeners, um, Vessi uses our platform Current to basically manage these thousands of creators and track all of the content, track all of the products that send, and obviously track the sales that are created too. But on top of Current, what are other platforms or technologies or just processes that you use basically to help optimize not just your influencer, but just the overall business?
So we just use Current. We have to look platforms.
Good.
Current gets the job done for us, which is amazing. I think because we've optimized and sort of streamlined our seeding and like reporting and campaign creation through Current, we're really able to take the time that we save there to nurture our relationships with our ambassadors, which is great, and do the sourcing sort of manually. I will die on this hill always. I think manual sourcing is way better than lookalike audiences, than the search tools and
Yes.
discovery that other platforms may have. I've used them, and the amount of time that somebody like myself who's in this position will spend going through each individual profile that actually is given to you based on all of the criteria you said, you are probably going to end up finding maybe 10 or 15% that you'll actually use. So it creates actually more work than it's worth.
Oh,
Sorry.
I love hearing that. I love to hear it because I've had like when we were just getting Current off the ground and we were having all of these conversations about our platform. So we had like one of our first tools was a search and discovery tool. And the way that I would sell it is like, hey, you could use this tool and plug in all your filters and it will find the best people. But in reality, and what we learned over time is like, first of all, the search engine within TikTok and within Instagram, it's like it's nothing can really beat that. And also like you said, like there is just this manual like labor that you kind of have to put in and it makes time. But I had so many conversations early on with like snooty people I'd be talking to and be like, well, we need a search and discovery tool and that's how we're going to run our program.
No.
Like, well, good luck. Like it's not going to do anything for you.
Yeah, you don't.
That's cool though, Christine. That's like such a testament again, like to Vessi and the brand of like how they, like you guys spend the time and effort to like really find the partners that you're wanting to partner with. Yeah. And so I guess we're kind of, where are we at here? We're coming up to potentially final thoughts, but I wanted to get in kind of one last question as far as like platform. Do you guys prioritize spend on like one social platform versus another? Or like where are you guys focusing your efforts for 2024?
I don't think we're prioritizing spend. We're definitely wanting to expand our TikTok efforts. That is a trend, that is a prediction. I think TikTok, I don't know, it boomed, and then us as marketers had no idea what to do with it because we had no idea like how the algorithm works or how to make things actually stick or be on your For You page.
Yeah.
Now, I think we've learned over the last 3 years what TikTok can do and how to maybe utilize it. So we're going to definitely grow our efforts in TikTok and try to find the right creators there. So yeah, I guess maybe putting our spend more towards TikTok. Instagram is still going to be part of our social platforms that we try to onboard most of our creators on.
Mhm.
I think YouTube is still part of our efforts. Maybe not so much anymore, but yeah, TikTok, we're trying to explore that a lot more nowadays.
Yeah, especially with the launch of TikTok Shop and like seeing how social commerce has really like taken off and become a huge competitor in the space, because with Instagram we've seen like Shop kind of be integrated, but it's seeming to really take off more with TikTok. Have you guys had any experience with TikTok Shop yet?
Not yet. No, we have not ventured there. I think first we need to figure out what type of content and creators work well for Vessi and consistently get the eyeballs on that particular piece of content before we start to really explore other avenues.
Well, as you know, when you guys want to explore the TikTok shop
Yes.
avenue here at Current Technologies, we can help you set up your whole TikTok shop and also even help you build out your whole affiliate program on there. But
Yeah.
I guess we can kind of just go into final thoughts, and I'll lump these two questions really into one. Is like, what do you think the future of like the creator or influencer space is, and what do you think the future of kind of social commerce is as well?
Yeah, well, that's a big question, and I'm going to try to be brief with it. I don't think it's slowing down anytime soon. The amount of media that we consume on social is just insane. I think majority of people wake up with their phones in their hands, scrolling through TikTok, scrolling through
I'm like
Instagram.
guilty.
Guilty. I know.
It's just the way of society nowadays, and that is for me how I find new products, whether it's for the home, whether it's for my own personal like use. That's how I find new products. And how am I converted? Because I'm seeing the usage case and I'm seeing somebody like actually put it to however it's meant to be used. And I'm like, oh yeah, I am that person. I need this product in my life to make it better. So I don't think it's slowing down at all. In terms of the influencer space, I think that um, there's such a big volume of new creators that come about into the space every year, but I think the ones that truly like know how to do it right and are professional about it is those that make creator marketing their job in a sense, or
Yeah.
more full-time than just a hobby. I also think that people are still going to want to do collaborations for products only because they want to test those products first. There's a little bit less of a sort of risk factor to it. And we've also seen that fees have stayed the same for creators, maybe because we've just gotten more knowledge on what like a CPM, like creators, I mean, maybe they've gotten more knowledge on what CPM and what other brands are looking for. So they're not going to want to lose out on deals. So they're not pricing themselves way unattainably high. So that is what I think 2024 will bring this year.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, obviously I totally agree. Like a pretty like simple example is like, if I'm watching live television, if I'm watching like a sporting event like football or basketball, right when they go to commercial break, I go right back to TikTok or Instagram, So like, it's funny because now those commercials used to be so valuable, and obviously they still are, but like I'm watching the commercial on my phone as opposed to the Doritos
Totally.
commercials that's on the TV. So
Yeah. I think like out of home media is still like crucial to your marketing mix. And I know that we're getting off topic for influencers. It provides more like this brand is legit. It's not just
Exactly.
an Instagram brand. It's not just,
Credibility.
yeah, the credibility is there when those big out of home campaigns happen. But I think still majority of us are going to be converted through social and through seeing like real people like us using it, and not Rihanna, or I don't know, Rihanna using her Fenty Beauty on Super Bowl last year. I was like, okay, I want it, but damn, I will not look like you anyways. So
I know I am like furnishing my new apartment, and I scoured the internet like I was looking for a new dresser, and then the one I picked was like the one I saw like 3 times on TikTok. Like
yeah.
some girl like putting it together, and I was like, I love her room. I want mine to look like that. And she bought that dresser. So I'm gonna go with that one because I saw full video of it, which is
Yeah.
like so crazy, the influence it has over us.
Converted.
Yeah,
You've become a customer for
I know. Yeah, it's crazy. Well, thank you, Christina, so much for chatting with us today. And yeah, excited to maybe have you back on later in the year and kind of get an update on where your program has grown.
Oh, thank you guys for the awesome conversation. I always love talking creators and this landscape because I'm so passionate about it. So really appreciate your time today.
Cool.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much.
Thanks.
Bye.